Okay, everybody. So, one thing that I have been real frustrated with lately are the Hitachi carburetors that are on the 85 RX-7. And one thing that I have had, as long as I've had the car, is this. This is a Racing Beat Delorta setup, I believe first street port application that came with the car. Now, when I first put the 13B in the car, I spent quite a while, a week or 2 weeks, trying to get this to work, but I could never get rid of a part throttle pulse with this carb setup. So my dad and I were talking, and we think that potentially a carb spacer with a little bit of a plenum to equalize the pressure between the front rotor and the rear rotor will fix that part throttle pulsing issue. So we got ourselves some wood and some longer bolts, and we're going to go through and make a little spacer with a crossover in it and see how this works. So, what you just saw us do in the time lapse there was we essentially just took some grease, put it on the intake manifold so that we could get an idea of the size of the intake manifold, and then transferred the centers of each hole onto this piece of wood. Then we will just drill out these ones on the ends. They're the ones where the bolts will go, and then these center ones, that's where we'll actually drill out, and that's where the air will flow through. So I'll set y'all up with a time lapse, and we will go ahead and cut them up. So we just went ahead and cut the holes out, and then just drew a line on there, and then we will go ahead and cut this out and then use this as a template, probably actually to just make two more because we tore up the edge a little bit here and we'll want to get a cleaner cut. So we'll go ahead, cut this out, and then off camera we'll just repeat the step multiple times until we get to something new. So we went ahead and drew some lines on here. This right here is where we're going to cut out our crossover to equalize the pressure on each intake runner. So we're going, the depth is going to be half the thickness of this piece of wood. We're just going to use the little circular saw there and just go zoom, 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 zoom until we have it cut out. Well, everyone, we got the carburetor put on here, but sadly the little spacer crossover didn't really help. it still pulses at the part throttle like really bad. So I think in the end, this is just going to become a throttle body for a fuel injection setup on this car. But in my little bit of testing that I was doing, I did end up unhooking the exhaust, and I'll let y'all give it a little hear it a little bit, because it sounds kind of cool without the rear. It still has like the two middle mufflers, but it does not have the rear axle loop on it. So I'll let y'all hear how it sounds. So, sadly this didn't work out, but I hope you all still enjoyed the video anyway, so please remember to like and subscribe.